is the editor-in-chief of Foreign Policy magazine, and he joins us now from New York. Ravi, always good to have you with us. Set the scene for us. There's no shortage of global crises that are vying for the world's attention right now as this United Nations General Assembly gets underway. What will you be watching for?
Oh, several things. I mean, I think the Sustainable Development Goals are going to be a big part of the next few days. We're at the halfway point. They were announced for the first time in 2015. 2030 is when the goals need to be realized. So everyone's looking at this year as a point where they're going to call out that enough progress hasn't been made. I think the war in Ukraine, as always, is going to be something that overshadows much of the next few days. And part of the reason there is the fact that Russia's on the Security Council. It has a veto power, of course, and it has perhaps single-handedly destroyed the UN Charter, which mandates that there will be international peace. So if you look at anything that the UN deals with, right now, Russia and its veto power, in some senses, stand in the way. But there are many other big issues that are going to come up, from the global food crisis, the climate crisis, all of which is going to require a lot of fundraising and money to be brought up. So those are just a few of the things I'll be keeping an eye on.
Now, as you referenced there, Ukraine, all eyes will be on Ukrainian President Zelensky, who is expected to address the assembly on Tuesday. Do you think that he can make a compelling case for Ukraine and secure global support, especially from the global south, without seeming to diminish all the other crises that also demand urgent action?
He's going to try. He's tried many times at the UN, at other forums around the world. He's spoken at so many different conferences that I've been at, from Davos to the Doha Forum. They have actively reached out to the Global South over the last year. They realize they need the Global South. They've struggled to move the needle there. I think the primary message that they have been trying to make, and that President Zelensky will make tomorrow, is that this is happening to us today. It could happen to you tomorrow. So they're going to push not the idea of protect democracies, because democracy can often be seen as gray, not black and white, especially in the global south. What they will push is the idea of sovereignty, that if you do not protect borders, what is there to protect? And that message, I think, is especially powerful to make at the UN because of what the UN stands for, how it was founded 78 years ago.
A final question from you, Ravi. The world is facing so many overlapping challenges at the moment. Do you expect this so-called high-level week to mark a return to multilateralism? And what is the state of multilateralism?
The state of multilateralism is worse than it's been in many, many years. I think the world is fractured. The world is pulling apart in many ways. This has been going on for several years. The pandemic made it worse. Competition between the two biggest economies in the world, the United States and China, is polarizing and dividing the world. And what we're seeing over the last few months is that there are all of these other smaller bilateral, regional groups of meetings, clubs, as it were, whether it's the G7, BRICS, the G20, ASEAN, all of these other smaller groups of countries that are meeting together and trying to align on smaller agendas. What the signal that this sends is that it's harder for 193 countries to come together at the UN and get something big done. I think multilateralism is really struggling. There are a lot of important voices this week who are going to make the case for a return to multilateralism, and for the United States especially to take the lead in promoting multilateralism. Easier said than done.
Easier said than done. Ravi Agrawal, thank you so much for this conversation.